Y'all know what it is. Y'all know who it is. And we're going about to tell you where it is. Duke's the Scoop, ATL, Chico in the middle of the ocean. And yours truly, Uncle Neely, right here in Boulder, where it's colder. We're coming to you as practice wraps up. And we got the wide receivers today. The two Williams, Hykeem and Joseph, as well as Jason Phillips, the wide receiver coach, only on the Morning Run Live.
Welcome to the show. It's the Morning Run on the Pregame Network. Big Dog Chico, Duke the Scoop, Uncle Neely, coming to you live and direct from Boulder, where it's colder. Duke's, of course, in Atlanta, just like Unc just said, and I'm out here in Hawaii, 7 a.m., checking in with you guys. We got the whole nation covered from coast to coast. Dukes, how you doing on the East Coast out there in Atlanta?
I'm good, man. How you doing in Hawaii?
I'm good to go. How you doing, Uncle Neely?
All's well, man. No complaints on this end. Great team meeting this morning. Practice wrapping up right now. And Deuce, when I see the A-Town Down hat, I know it's going to be a good show.
Yeah, for sure.
A-Town down.
Yep.
I guess I got to put my piece up.
We got that covered too.
Hey, we're going to get into some Colorado football, of course. We got a recap, but we also have some national news to cover. First of all, we can go down to Auburn, Alabama. Of course, that's where Duke's spent a lot of time in the War Eagle country. And Cam Newton is reports that he will be getting his jersey retired by Auburn October 11th at Jordan-Hare Stadium. Of course, we got to get you guys' thoughts on that. Cam Newton, one of the greatest college quarterbacks of all time. What do you guys think about him getting his jersey retired at Auburn?
I think he probably had the greatest season in college football history, in my opinion, at a quarterback position. It's arguable, at least. You got to put him top three. Only Barry Sanders, I would say, but for somebody who ended with a national championship and willed that team to that national championship, only NFL player on that starting 11 that went to the NFL. That was drafted high. It was crazy. So I think his legacy is now cemented. He's already got a statue. So it was just a matter of time. And I just think that this summer, when there was a little controversy about the new quarterback at Auburn, the 5-star that came in, Deuce Knight, where he said that he didn't believe that Deuce should wear the number 2 yet. He should earn it. Now this just puts even more validity on Cam Newton, because a lot of people was like, hey, man, you hating a little bit, or they were saying, why is Cam saying that? Well, now he doesn't have to worry about protecting the number 2 because Auburn is doing it for him, and I think it's well-deserved. Congrats to Cam.
That's right.
Yeah, I echo some of those sentiments there, Dukes. I think it was, debatably one of the greatest seasons in college football history. And I think it is easy to say that Cam Newton is one of the top 5 quarterbacks in college football history. You can make room for there. I think other than, when Florida took that loss and Tebow made that statement and basically said, watch this, it'll never happen again. What Cam Newton did there at Auburn, it's just history making. Haven't seen it since, didn't see it before. And particularly you put the story of how he ended up at Auburn and then what he accomplished there while he was there. I know this is what he accomplished in college thing, but let's not forget, he took a team to the Super Bowl, in the pros. So for me, when I step back and look at it, it's almost like why do we wait so damn long? Like, I don't know what this secret sauce is. Everybody raised hell here. Not everybody. Let me take that back. A lot of people raised hell here about Shador and Travis getting their flowers so soon. I don't know why we have to wait. Rashawn Salam, when he got his name retired here, had passed away. And look how many years it's been since Cam Newton did what he did at Auburn. And he's finally getting a recognition that he really could have gotten 6 months after he did it.
Well, yeah, I think, of course, they could have done it then, but a lot of times they wait till the guys have time to come back and after retiring and things of that nature. So maybe that's what it is. But nevertheless, he will be joining Bo Jackson, Pat Sullivan, of course, my former coach, Pat Sullivan and Terry Beasley at Auburn. With that, getting his number retired and held it up, put up in the rafters. So
I just want
number
to
one
give you
overall
one.
pick in 2011 draft. Go ahead, Unc.
Want to just give you one correction, Chico, before Deuce to Scoop come at you through the screen. You have to put the damn in War Damn Eagle. You can't just say War Eagle.
Yes, you're right. I learned that.
I ain't want him to get mad at you, you know.
It's all good. My first trip up there, because we're going to circle it back to me. My first trip up there for a recruiting visit, I wasn't hip on the War Eagle. For whatever reason, I don't know. I don't know how I wasn't growing up in Alabama. But I was there, and all of these people, I just remember all these people coming up to me saying, War Eagle, War Eagle, War Damn Eagle, War Eagle. I'm like, why are they yelling at me? War Eagle. I didn't get it until halfway through the game. And they say, you're supposed to say it back, Chico. I said, oh, damn, War Eagle, War Eagle. I was saying War Eagle the whole damn time. But I thought I had War Eagle written across my chest or something, the way people were saying it to me.
Man, you know that and I'm a borrow that circle. I'm gonna bring it back to me this time. When we used to sell newspapers outside of the sporting events in downtown Atlanta, we would also do the SEC championship and the Peach Bowl. And so we would look. So now you got a bunch of kids from the inner city, and so we down there now. We seeing all these new traditions, and we see these people yelling War Eagle. So we just started doing it too. We was just like, what does it mean? I don't know. Just say it. So we would bet each other like, all right, go say it to him, see if they say it back. And that's the little game that we played out of the War Eagle, and we would always use a little bit of a accent on it. So you got this kid walking down here like they used to say, shout. He goes and he's like, War Eagle.
War Eagle, you gotta say it like that.
You put that twang on it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, y'all, yeah. I tell you what, you sold some papers that day.
Yeah, man, what did we? Man, listen,
ML Dukes, baby. ML Dukes tried to move them numbers now.
Hey, well, we couldn't wait for them War Eagles to come back to town. Like, and we used to always be like, is it the War Eagles? Hey, we call them the War Eagles. Like, whatever they want to be called, we call them. Like,
I was like, what does Tigers have to do with Eagles? Man, it confused me a lot. Yeah.
You know the story, Chico?
I don't. Hold up.
All right. So for those that don't know,
I might have heard it, but I don't. I couldn't repeat it.
You got to have heard it, Chico, being from Alabama. I'm from Mississippi and I done heard it. So
there's a lot of things that went over my head coming from Alabama that I wanted to go over my head.
Clearly. Go ahead and break it down to him, Dukes.
Yeah, basically, they was playing. So the oldest rivalry in the South, I believe, is Georgia Auburn, and during one of those old Georgia games, but they was getting beat bad, and then an eagle flies down around the stadium, and then they come back, make this tremendous comeback, and ever since then they just started saying War Eagle. So the mascot is the Tigers. War Eagle is the rallying cry.
It's the rallying cry. I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember that. I was at the Georgia Auburn game, and I think Auburn won that game down there that year. But I remember they had AJ Green, right? Number 8. Was it Green? They had a green number 8.
When you went, not when you was in high school, right?
Yeah, I was in high school.
AJ Green,
not AJ Green. It's another green that wore number 8 because I remember I wanted number 8, and they held up the jersey and had green on the back. I was like, "Who the hell is Green?"
What year you came out of school?
So it could, AJ Green younger, so it couldn't have been him. This
when you graduated high school, Chico? Well, never mind. I don't
2000.
He done avoided that. He done avoided that question 3 times.
Wow!
He couldn't hear it.
Hey, let it do.
I'm just trying to. So, Chico, I know we somewhere, and I know we somewhere. We somewhere in the same area, Chico. What I will say is, in Georgia in '99, you had Terrence, like in our age group, like Terrence Edwards. David Green was a quarterback, but he graduated 01.
Okay, that could have been him.
Yeah, David
if he was number 8, that could have been him. I just remember that jersey, and I was like, "Who the hell is Green?" I'm gonna take that number.
I'm gonna take that.
Yeah, I'm dead serious. That's what I said. I'm gonna take that number. Yeah, man. So shout out to Cam, dog. Much love to Cam Newton. Well deserved. Much well deserved right there.
Shout out to Big Dog Chico, man, who went through the Uncle Neely media training, I guess, and realized you ain't got to answer what you don't want to answer. Because that man asked you when you graduated 4 times. You said, "Yeah, I like to put avocados on my toast in the morning," and
I was actually trying to answer the question and say when I took that trip because that would have been more, related to the question, not when I graduated, because that didn't really matter.
It's all right, Chico. It's all right.
You know what I
It's
mean?
all right.
So yeah. Well, let's go
We
back
know
to
Chico, we know you 58. We good.
exactly. I'm 57. I'm actually 57. I'll be 58 this year. Um,
Oh boy.
what's the progress right now? Are they walking back up yet? Practice over yet?
Practice is over. They huddled up down below, doing a team talk. So I'd imagine, next 5 minutes, people start coming up to heel because after this group setting when Coach Prime breaks up, a lot of times you have an individual meeting with your position coach, which only takes a couple minutes. Then in mass, the team starts coming up. So we should get those two receivers and Coach Phillips soon.
All right.
Next 10 minutes, I would say.
Speaking of getting a new receiver or getting the receivers, we have somebody getting a new receiver, and that's the Cleveland Browns and Shedeur Sanders and their quarterbacks. They're getting a guy who Deuce might be familiar with also, and that's Isaiah Bond. He's signed with the ball club. Big time wide receiver right there, was projected mid-round draft pick. Of course, he had those legal issues, left him undrafted. I think he ran a 4.39 at the combine, so he has that blazing speed. Exactly what they need, I think, in Cleveland with route running like Jerry Jeudy, a couple of big receivers. You need somebody to take the top off the defense to go along with those tight ends also underneath with Joku and Harold Fanning Jr. What can besides that, what can Isaiah Bond bring to the Browns, and how do you think he'll have an impact on this team this season? Dukes?
Man, I would say resiliency. I think the ability to stand strong in that under adversity. I think because he's a speed merchant, and so besides speed, like the question said, I just think the his ability to stay strong while pretty much the nation had pretty much cast him away and said, this kid is done. I remember plenty of conversations in the Atlanta area where people just like, how can you be so stupid? How can you be so dumb? Why did he do that? And all of these things, and nobody ever gave him a shot to be exonerated, which he was. So I think in this particular case, his ability to stay steadfast during that situation and to come out on the flip side of it with a guaranteed contract, I think just by being able to stand in the face of adversity. Two, also, I think he'll have a sense of maturity that'll go beyond his years so that he could talk to the rookies. He could talk to the fellow people in his class or first or second year players and say, hey, look, these are situations that really happen. It's not just a PSA that people give you at a symposium. This is a real world and it happened to me. So I think the gift of experience is something that he can provide to this Cleveland Browns team.
Nice.
Yeah, and I love man, I feel crazy saying this. I love how the Browns, didn't treat him like an undrafted free agent and paid him. $3 million guaranteed. Probably could have spent $100,000 and got him. You know what I mean? But spent $3 million, which is right there around his talent level. And it's one of those things where you want to applaud somebody getting a second chance, but it's really not a second chance, first chance, because he didn't do nothing wrong. So, good for him. And I saw the Browns also, which like me reporting that the sky is blue or Colorado is a higher elevation, that Flacco is officially named QB1. We knew that was going to come. But they still, in my mind, are leaving a lot of meat on the bone is how they're managing the rest of that quarterback room at this point. So it's like on one hand, here they do something that's like, oh, man, the Browns understand. Then you look over here like, oh, man, what the hell the Browns doing?
Yeah. Well, I hope he, like Duke said, everything comes out and plays the best way possible. He keeps the head on straight, be able to mentor some other young guys out there. And main thing is go out there and ball out the way that we know that he can and become another weapon for our guy whenever it is he gets into the ball game, he has him at his disposal, on the outside. Isaiah Bond. Shouts out to him and the Browns. Yeah,
and I
Shedeur still
think
listed number 4 on the depth chart, though. We'll get into later on, but go ahead.
I was going to get into it now.
Oh, let's get into it now then. What we waiting on? What we waiting for?
Because what gets me about the situation is, and let me mirror it to here in Colorado, and let's just talk about organizational management, top grading. like Deuce likes to talk about, an opportunity. You got, Caton Salt, the tip of the spear right now, going in this QB1. You got Juju right behind him. But one thing that you can't say Ryan Staub wasn't given a chance. Ryan Staub has had every opportunity in this QB room to be 2 or 1. Can you really say that about Shador in Cleveland? Like, yeah, he played in a game where they had injuries working against them. But even when you count the game or practices, they've never really put him with the ones or against the ones. Like, he's never been in a situation where, hey, man, we really are truly evaluating you to see if you could be number 2. He's constantly been in situations, hey, just do what the most is for, and we'll see what happens. Hint, hint, you're going to stay at 4. Where in most places in spaces, even if 4 gets less reps, rightly so, he still is afforded that opportunity to let me truly evaluate you and see who's the best in this room. That hasn't happened in Cleveland, in my mind.
Hey, man. Cleveland. I don't know why this just popped into my head. I don't even know if I should share it. So I'll just move along and go to the next topic. Sports Center.
And Chico, just FYI, some of the players are starting to
Thank
come
you.
up. I have not seen the receivers make it this way yet, but practice is officially over. Some of the players are coming up, so won't be long for the press conferences. Well, I
All right,
take
let's get
that
into
back.
this.
It will be right now because here come the
There you
receivers.
go. Here come the wide receivers. Got the playmakers getting ready to come up. Y'all stay tuned for that. Y'all know how we do it right here on the Morning Run. Give you guys exclusive coverage. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Coming soon.
Hey, sincere.
Can I go first?
Coach Phillips up.
Coach. How you guys doing?
Doing good, Coach.
How's everybody?
Doing good, you?
We're dead this morning, like we were.
Brian, you want to start?
Yeah. I just want to ask you, as we're now in 4th week of camp, just talk about your group and how you feel like they're progressing and kind of who's emerging for you.
Well, it's kind of hard to talk about one guy. I just think the group is progressing as a whole. On the way up here, I was just started thinking about some things. Guys are maturing in a way because it's a younger group, younger than what we had last year. Then we got some new guys that came in, obviously have to play or meet the expectation level of being here. And so those guys are starting to understand that. So I'm really pleased right now where we're at, but I still believe we got a long ways to go.
Coach, you've obviously seen the flash with Omari on the last couple of years. What's the key for him to putting it all together and making sure he can be a guy that can do that on a week-to-week basis?
Practice habits. He's got to practice better. He's got to practice with the level of consistency that we're asking him to do, the expectation. I mean, like I told him this morning, we get ups and downs, we get blips and glimpses of what he's capable on game day. If he could practice that way, then it would be a much better player. So he needs to continue to just work hard and practice at a consistent level.
How many receivers do you envision being part of the rotation?
That's a great question. I envision everybody in the room. Right now, I feel real comfortable with 8 to probably 11 guys. So I'm really comfortable with that. I think a lot of people have asked this question, how do you replace the guys that left, with Travis Hunter, LaJonte, and Will Shepard and Jimmy Horn? You don't replace those guys. But what we can do is replace the production. So I think if we got enough players in that room that I feel comfortable with and playing, that we can probably get close to or surpass the production we had last year.
Thank you.
What have you been seeing from Sincere Brown this fall camp?
Yeah, fall camp, just the same thing I've been saying earlier. Obviously he's learning what the expectation of being here is, right? And so he's continuing to mature in that area. And, you know, right now, so far, so good. If he continues to do that and eliminate some of the mental mistakes, I think we'll be pleased with what we have in Cincinnati.
Neely, go ahead.
Coach, speaking of expectations and learning how to be here, you don't treat your freshmen like freshmen.
No, they got to play. No, there's no such thing as freshmen being freshmen here. I mean, obviously, the way we recruit, the mantra that Coach Prime, when we recruit freshmen and bring them in, we expect them to play. So that's the maturity level too. They got to understand the expectation and what the other guys' standard in the room is, and they've got to meet that expectation because every freshman we brought in here so far has had an opportunity to play. So we got to get those guys ready to play immediately.
And in that regard, have you seen growth since spring to now?
Absolutely. I'm very pleased with Q and X, you know, Quentin, for you guys that don't know the nicknames. Quentin Gibson and obviously Farrakhan Jr. They're doing extremely well right now, adapting to what's going on. So at some point in time, we'll see those guys, but I want to make sure we do it the right way. Just take our time in our development, just like we did Draylon last year.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, hopefully around week 3, 4, or 5, you know, we'll be able to put those guys in and insert those guys so they can make plays for us.
Leo, go ahead. What did you see from the blocking ability from your guys outside?
You know what? That's a great question too, man. I think, you know, the bigger guys we have in here, the expectation is for us to get it done on the perimeter. So I'm really pleased with where we are in that regard right now. So I'll have no, you know, disappointment of where we at. I don't think there'd be a problem. It's blocking to me as a want to. We don't do any drills for it, to be quite honest with you. To me, that's internal. You want to play football, that's football. So if you want to do it, you'll be able to do it if you want to.
Yeah, a similar question about the blocking. You know, we've heard this team is going to run the ball more this year. Are they being asked or challenged to do more in terms of blocking downfield?
Absolutely. I mean, there's no such thing as explosive plays in the run game without receivers blocking downfield. So that is our obligation and that is our expectation. So I expect those guys to be more involved in that. You know, I would love to. As a receivers coach, I have no, you know, I'm not going to shy away from blocking. I want us to understand that that's a part of the game we play. You know, so they have to be willing and able to do that. And so far, so good. They've been willing and able.
Couple more, Brian. Go ahead.
Coach, I want to ask about Jack Estera, who was here before you guys got here, and you know, he's come back now. I know he's missed a little bit of camp, but what are you seeing out of him? Can he be a guy in that rotation?
I look for Jack to be what we call a Swiss Army knife, a guy Jack of all trades. That's a good one. You know, so you know, I'm very pleased with what Jack is. I think Jack is also one of those guys that asks a lot of questions on how to get better and what he can do. I think he's going to be a major contributor for us on special teams. And then that'll parlay and get him some playing time on offense. But I'm very pleased. I'm very confident in what Jack can bring to the table.
Scott, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, there's obviously a lot of like new faces in your room, but Isaiah Hard is one of those returning guys who seemingly had a really good spring. How have you kind of seen him develop and grow throughout fall camp and whatnot?
Continuing to do what he did this spring. I think he got a little down on himself when we first started fall camp. I don't think a lot of people understand. Some people are not used to being in the driver's seat. And, you know, that's just an expectation. That's something that we have to know as coaches what that personality is and just kind of wean him into it. And so I think he's back where he was in the spring for us. And we just got to continue to develop him from that standpoint.
Appreciate you.
Coach, you got a room of about 17, and so far we've only had one injury. What's been the secret sauce to keep these guys healthy but participate?
Well, just kind of monitoring the reps of those guys and just making sure that we're not overloading guys. I think the biggest part of what we started in camp, Coach Schott and I decided to do was just get a rotation of guys. So there's no 1s, 2s, and 3s. Everybody take 2 or 3 reps and just keep it rolling. So it didn't matter who the quarterback was. So we had the luxury to do that this year. So we was able to kind of save legs and kind of get guys through camp doing it that way.
2 more, Riley. Go ahead.
What's impressed you most about Joseph Williams so far?
His ability to just make big plays. I mean, obviously, you know, Joseph came in here and was a freshman, was a great player last year at Tulsa. And so we're excited about what Joseph is bringing to the table. His ability to make 50-50 contested catches and make plays downfield. And I rely on Joseph in this situation. So, you know, just his ability to do that has been great for us so far.
Jake, what was the thing?
Coach, obviously with the quarterback competition, just wondering if that affects, you know, your job at all, and you know, some of these new guys coming in trying to fit into the program, just having to deal with, you know, 2 guys really containing it.
No, I think, you know, our job as receivers is to make whoever's in there look good. You know, that's one of the things that I preach to those guys. I don't really care who's in the game. As a receiver, once it leaves his hands, it becomes our responsibility at that point to make the plays. And so, no, we don't really care about that, and we're not going to focus on that. It's just when the ball leaves his hand, the ball's in the air, it's our opportunity to go make a play. So I expect all those guys to make plays regardless of who's going.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate it, Coach.
All right. All right, y'all can tell y'all lies now.
Yeah.
Got to change guys to sincere.
You know, go back to that go.
How y'all doing?
Doing good.
Start with Sincere. Nick, you want to start?
Sure. What made Colorado the best spot for you, and how are you adjusting this fall camp?
First and foremost, I just want to just thank God for being at Colorado. I just feel like this is a dream. That matter of fact, Colorado a year ago was my favorite college football team. If y'all didn't know, so I had a couple of guys. I went to USF with Jimmy Horn and Xavier Weaver. I was there with those guys, and kind of as I entered the transfer portal and was making a decision, I was talking to them throughout the process and just kind of just like watching them. Like last year, a lot. I was watching their games. I was watching the type of content that they was having out, and just the Hall of Fame coaching staff was unbelievable. I have never seen a bunch of gold jackets in one. That's unbelievable to me. So yeah, that's kind of was a huge decision on my to come to Colorado.
Scott, go ahead.
Sincere, how would you describe your game for people who maybe never seen your play or not familiar with what you bring to the football field?
I believe my game. If I had to compare it to anybody, I feel like I'm like Randy Moss. I'm fast. I can high point the ball. I can do a lot with the ball when I got it. I can run routes. I can do what we need to do for the team.
Sorry,
Appreciate it.
Yeah, what have you seen, defensively from the defensive backs being going against in campus or practice, and how was that?
It's very competitive every day. You got a projected draft pick, DJ McKinney. He's somebody who I go against every day. He gets me better. RJ Johnson, he gets me better all the time too as well. Then you got the transfer Teion Parks. I go against them 3 every day. They give me the exact work that I need to prepare for Georgia Tech on the 29th, and they do what they need to do for this team each and every day.
Yeah, go ahead.
Your first practice is Sincere didn't go as you would hope for. Got called out for it, but in that call out, you also said, "I own that, and it'll never happen again." And it hadn't happened again. What have you done to rise to the occasion since that moment to now?
I had to learn the expectation first and foremost. I had to adjust, for one, to the acclimation of the mountains and this new scenery to me. I'm from
And
down
breathing.
south. Yeah, breathing was very tough for me at first, but just had to get adjusted to the expectation. Had to get adjusted to the teammates, the receiving room at first, and also the playbook. And then after that, I was rolling at that point.
Right, go ahead.
Sincere, you had to kind of bide your time in college. You finally had your breakout year last year.
So,
talk about that process of kind of waiting for your turn, and then maybe what last year did for you confidence-wise.
last year gave me the opportunity of a lifetime. I'll say last year, I went through a lot of adversity before last year. So in that process of time, I really just had to kind of put my head down and just keep my eye on the prize the whole way through. And God gave me the results that I wanted, and I ended up here at Colorado.
Riley, go ahead.
How difficult has it been making that jump up to the Power 5?
If I'm gonna be honest, I don't think it's much of a difference. I don't think it's too much of a difference based off the skill level. I don't think it's that much difference. It's about if you're a dog, you can be able to play at any position, any level, and in this sport, no matter who you are, where you're from.
Sincere, I had 2 questions for you. First off, we saw you doing box jumps with the workouts this summer. Have you had your vertical tested?
I have never had my vertical tested since I've been in college. I always wanted to see where I was at, though, but I never got tested in college.
And also, Coach was saying that he sees 8 to 11 receivers playing this year. Well, what is it like every day, just competition-wise in that?
And just like I told those guys, the receiver room, when I first got here, this is the most talented I've ever been in a receiver room, from down to the freshman up until, I'm the only senior in the room. So it's just like insane how you could just play any person and we can go out there and it's going to be kind of the same result. But anybody else, you got from me, Hykeem, Joe, and Marion Miller to you got Traylon Miller, Q for 6. You got all these guys with different type of talent, and we all can showcase our talent all the time.
Jay, go ahead.
Sincere, what have you been impressed by when it comes to Caden and Julian?
One thing I learned about Caden, Caden is very wise, very experienced. He can facilitate very well. He can use he's good with his legs. Julian just have a pure God-gifted arm. Like, his accuracy is out of this world, and he has a lot to learn. But he's also a young cat. Coming in trying to learn the college atmosphere as a whole. This going through his first fall camp and just trying to adjust everything. But from a talent standpoint, they both got it.
You mentioned the competition and how there are 7, 8 guys that can really see the field week 1. What's the key for you to stand out and make sure you're a guy that Coach Phillips can trust to be out there for a large chunk of snaps?
That's just gonna come down to me being me. It's me being 6'5", me being at 6'5", 4'3" speed, being able to be a mismatch for any defender out there, whether it's inside or outside, and wherever who we play. And
Yeah, that's how I can understand that my game is being that different type of that freakish athlete with this 6'5" living school. Sir, appreciate it. Appreciate it, bro.
Great job, Sincere.
How y'all doing?
Doing good, bro.
I'm gonna start.
Hykeem, what's the transition been like from Florida State to Colorado?
At first it was rough, you know, the elevation and everything, but other than like on the field, it's been smooth. Like everybody makes sure that everybody's good. Like it's a big family here, so it's really been smooth off the field for real.
Where you going?
And Keem, just want to ask you, being at Florida State last couple of years, what were you looking for when you headed the transfer portal that you weren't getting at Florida State?
More development, more development. Going and being around. Coming here, you're just around so much guys that been there. It was guys that been there at Florida State, but here is just on another level. You got 3 gold jackets. You got NFL guys that come in, Hall of Famers that even come in still to just pour in us and help us to be great and succeed.
Go ahead.
Keem, you talked about the gold jackets here and the coaching staff. Your position coach, led the nation 2 seasons of receiving in college, also played in NFL. How aware of you of what Jason Phillips brought to the table in his room before you got here?
Before I got here, I was a little aware. I did a little research on him, so I just knew I was coming into a good situation.
And since then?
And since then, it's just been everything that I thought about, thought of, because he makes sure that we know the game and know what to do, how to get out of situation, and he knows that certain situations you just got to make that play. You know what I'm saying? Like every play you just got to make. And you got guys that been there in the office, that's been to the league, that seen the greats do it, and they're looking at us to do the same thing.
Thank you.
We've heard a lot this fall. This is one of the most talented receiver rooms they've worked with. From your perspective, how would you compare this receiver room to previous stops?
Honestly, I can't really answer that. I don't really know how I compare that. Everyone's different. Everybody got their own different game. I was a part of the Florida State 13-0 team, and there was a lot of talent in that room. And I honestly hear it is, I don't want to curse, sorry, but there's a lot of talent in this room too. So just going from seeing that and then seeing this, we could definitely do it.
We always saw some of the flashes during your time at Florida State. What's the key for you to putting that all together and doing that on a consistent basis here at CU?
Just to keep my head down and keep working. Honestly, just every day, just get better, and then going against the best. Honestly, just take the coaching and just keep working every day.
Real good.
Do you have a teammate or someone who's helped you, with this transition coming over into Colorado so far?
I wouldn't say it's one specific teammate because everyone's gonna make sure you're good, no matter what. From the walk-ons to the scholarship, from the linemen to safeties, DBs, quarterbacks, running back, anybody, they're gonna always make sure you're straight.
You think that speaks about the culture of Colorado?
Definitely, because it's a family, brotherhood. If you don't know who you're playing next to, you're not gonna get nowhere. So as long as it's a brotherhood, that's all you need because you got your brother back.
Exactly.
Just wondering, is this part of camp? Tough? Is it a grind right now? You've been at it a few weeks.
Definitely.
How do you power through that?
Definitely, but it's football. We here to play football, man. At the end of the day, no matter what. So it's just the ground regardless. No matter how tough it's gonna get. Back in the camp, everybody's excited. But I know some people are banged up, but that's part of camp. Back in the camp, but we came here to play ball regardless, no matter what.
Which of your teammates have impressed you on either side of the ball here so far?
It's a lot, honestly. I know for sure, Jubu. I know before I got here, I was talking about the freshman quarterback and how he's so good, and he's that. He's that.
Hykeem, you were talking about all the talent in that receiver room. How do you kind of balance knowing there's a lot of talented guys who want opportunities and, you wanting opportunities and knowing that, there's only one football and whatnot?
Do your job. Every play can't come to you, but when they do, make a play. Just do your job. Everybody here to do their job. Do your 111 and everything will be gone. Don't worry about all the other stuff and all the outsiders. We here to win games and do our job.
Gotcha.
Thanks, Hykeem.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Joseph.
Leo, you want to start us?
Yeah, Joseph, we got to talk to you a little bit about media day. How do you think your game's progressed just in these last, few days so far? What is your expectation coming into Georgia Tech?
I feel like it's progressed a lot. Still have a lot of things I have to work on. My route running still coming together. So I feel like I've come a long way. But by the time Georgia Tech comes, I feel like I'll be at my best I can be.
You were initially a quarterback and safety, correct?
Yes, sir.
Do you still kind of feel like you're fully learning the receiver position?
Oh yeah, of course. I feel like I'm learning every day. I still, even if I was the best in the country, I still have a lot to learn. So like, I feel like me playing quarterback also helped me play receiver also because I learned how the quarterback wants the ball to be at, where he wants me to be at. So it's like it's the little things that help with playing receiver.
Scott, go ahead.
Georgia, you kind of broke out at the end of last year.
Yes, sir.
Your freshman year, kind of that month of November, you were going crazy. Did something like flip? Was there kind of a confidence change, or what kind of led to that kind of breakout that last month?
I got this. It's like a little thing I get. It's like a little mode I get into during some in the season. It's like, but like in the beginning of the year, I was in my head, lack of confidence. But as soon as that UTSA game, it just I don't know. It's just I woke up in the morning. It felt different.
Yeah.
And after that day, it was like I couldn't leave that mindset.
Appreciate you.
I think it was Monday morning. Coach was talking, sounding well off it. Hey, now prep for Georgia Tech starts now.
Yeah.
Is there a mentality shift on the team that away from camp at this point, where it's like, let's get ready for Georgia Tech and we got a game coming?
Oh yeah, of course. But we also have the same mentality we had at day one of camp. It's like we got to get better each and every day, just like how they got to get better. So it's like we got to go in the game plan the way we need to, watch the film we got to, because we got a certain amount of hours we got to watch. So it's like we got to do our part to be able to play that game on Friday.
Seems like you have a really good chemistry with Juju. How quickly did that develop, and kind of what was the biggest key to kind of getting on the same page with him?
I met Juju on my visit here, my official visit. So that played a part in it because me and him we clicked immediately, and I'm with Juju almost every day. Like he's one of the closest people I'm with right now. So it's like me and him having that bond is really good. Every time we're on the field, he looks at me. We know we're on the same page. We just make every pass.
So each morning you get your grades from the previous practice.
Yes, sir.
What has it been like for that expectation and open, honest dialogue with your coaches to know what to do the next day and keep with it?
Yeah, it's great. My last school, we didn't do anything like that. We weren't held to like the standard that we are here. So like Coach Phillips, he tells us the 3 is not gonna win us the game. The 4 is. Everybody got to come in. We got to come in with our best. We got to strive for a 5, but at least get a 4 because 3 it's not gonna cut it because that's average.
How would you measure your progress during fall camp? What do you do incrementally? How do you quantify your progress in fall camp?
Oh, our progress has been significant because I came in, I was still raw from I was making a couple plays in the spring, but I still wasn't fully there yet. But I feel as fall camp went on, my knowledge at receiver, my play at receiver has keep progressing.
Two more, Riley. Go ahead.
What can fans expect from you this season?
A lot of big plays, a lot of them. That's my biggest thing is the big plays. Is that's why I feel like my role is anytime it's a big play and the ball's in there, I gotta make every single one.
Tyler, close this time.
We were just talking with Sincere. Obviously, you just take one look at him, and he's a different kind of athlete. Just kind of what have you seen from him, and how instant of a contributor do you feel like he could be?
Yeah, he's a freak of nature. He's 6'5", he runs 4.3, ran at 23 miles an hour. It's like you don't see that a lot. So it's like being able to play with somebody on the other side, or on the same side as you, like with that type of capability, it makes your job easy. So it's like him being the freak of nature is like it's gonna bring a lot of attention to him. Opens up for me, and then when they start trying to do something for me, it's like he's gonna be on the other side on his own. So it's like it's great to play with someone like that.
All right, thanks, Phil.
Thanks.
Appreciate you, Joe.
That's it today, y'all.
Good job, Joe.
Very deep wide receiver room right there. Joseph Williams, Hykeem Williams. Shout out to Coach Jason Phillips, J. Phil. We know we didn't have Amarion and Draylon Miller. We had the Williams come along. So big time wide receivers right there. 2 big body wide receivers who really go up top and get the ball. That red zone going to be something to be looked for this season, to be watched, because we have guys who can go get it. 6'5", 4'3", Sincere Brown. Williams about 6'2.5". Both of them, JoJo and Hykeem. So big wide receivers on the outside, man. Talk to me about those wide receivers, Dukes and all.
Yeah, I think I don't think you can go wrong. I think when you look from top to bottom, it's probably one of the most talented wide receiver rooms in the country. I don't know where you would rank them, but it will be high. Like, look at all the names that we just mentioned, and we didn't even mention like a guy like Cam Michael. We still haven't mentioned Terrell Timmons. Like, there are a lot of guys in that room that are talented. That from one, you could literally go 1 to 10 and feel comfortable playing all 10, and probably deeper than that. So I just think it's probably the most one. If it's not the deepest room on the roster, is one of them.
Yeah, I equated to what I used to tell Big Dog Chico back in the day. I tell my quarterback when Chico was covering me, "Hey man, back pylon, I got this little dude."
That's a lie.
That's not what I was waiting on. That's a lie. No, what you heard from these receivers today, man. This common theme of the coaching staff is what they were attracted to. The expectations, the development, the accountability. That they're not worried about how deep the room is. Like, they could have easily gone to another school where it's like, hey, you're going to be one of 3 guys, one of 4 guys. But they came to a situation where they're one of 15. And that 15 is just as good, if not better than you are. So work for it, earn it. And if you don't believe that system works, Coach Jason Phillips, when he was in college, led the nation 2 years in a row in receiving. His quarterback got a Heisman Trophy, Andre Ware. You look at him as a coach, he put 4 wide receivers in the NFL this past season. These guys know this and they see this pedigree. They want to be a part of it. I think this wide receiver room is destined to make some noise in the Big 12 because you got some speed, you got some height, you got some length, you got some hands that you just don't see across the conference.
I agree. Let's go ahead and answer a question from the chat, which is who would be you guys' 4 starters? If we went 4 wide receivers, who are the first 4 you're gonna put out there?
Well, I'm going to put Harge out there because he's a playmaker. I'm going to put Sincere out there with that height. And I'm going to put the Millers out there, Dre and Omari.
Nice.
And if they say, hey, what happened to Q? I'm putting them on special teams, the freshman on special teams.
Okay.
I'll start far left. I'll probably go Omarion Miller. Slot on his side, I go Draylon Miller. The next slot, really, right now, I go Q, and then Sincere Brown at the other perimeter. So and I went Q just because to get that like if you think about him in the open field when you want to run that first tunnel, that bubble screen, then you got a 6'5" guy blocking for him, and not you can twist these up, but that's just what I would start with.
Yeah, man.
But you know what's so crazy? You could go with your second 4 too. And then when you go with your second 4, it sounds just as good as the first 4.
Right. Absolutely. And let me tell y'all this, much like we talked about the offensive line, much as we talked about the offensive line and snaps and play counts, you're going to get somebody got to go out there first, right? Somebody got to start the game. But I guarantee you, by the time a game is over, or by the time 2 or 3 games is over, you're not going to be able to tell who started or who didn't, because the numbers from a guy who gets off is going to be a guy who gets off. And it doesn't matter if he was out there the first play or not.
Right.
Yeah. Man.
Chico, what's up for?
I've been trying not to answer. Like y'all said, I was trying not to answer the graduation question on that one.
You did that. And for the record, still ain't answered.
That's a tough question right there. Now the wide receivers, ooh.
I thought you was going to say, "Oh, when you graduated was a tough question."
No, that's clearly a tough one too.
That was too. That could be Google, but yeah, wide receiver room very deep.
This man, yeah.
Yeah, wow.
We wow.
Yeah,
we wow. Oh, okay.
It's gonna be tough though. I'm gonna look. I'll just go outside in. You got to go Marion Miller outside, right? Can't go wrong there. We just talk about starters day one. We're gonna go Omarion outside. Damn, we got to go Draylon inside. All right, then we're gonna go far outside. We're gonna go to If we start at the X, then we go to the Z out here. That's going to be a battle between Sincere Brown and JoJo Williams, who we just saw right there. Not sure how healthy Terrell Timmons is, but he's going to have something to say about that also.
I was just about to tell you that. I was like, Terrell Timmons just winked at you. Wherever
Yeah.
he is, he just heard that and winked at you because he
exactly.
ain't conceding.
So, and then on that inside slot, it's going to be a battle also. You got Q for 6 there. You got Isaiah Harge there. And a lot of people are forgetting about Mr. Reliable, Caleb Mathis. He's there also. And I think if mess around, some people get hurt or he's needed to go in or coach turn around and look for somebody and they're not there and Caleb runs up in that thing, he's going to be where he's supposed to be. He's going to make the catches. He's going to do what he's supposed to do. So shout out to Caleb Mathis also.
Yeah, I can't debate all that. I'm just going to go back to that everybody's going to eventually get the opportunity, just like they do in practice. Get to show what you can do in the game when the lights on and the lights are bright. And you saw this happen here the past 2 years in receiver room. Somebody popped out, and it was a name you wasn't even thinking about, and they had a damn 100-yard game and 2 touchdowns. So same situation is going to be here, man. This is a deep and talented room. It has remained, from a percentage standpoint, 90% healthy. 17 guys and 1 is down, and he'll be back in a couple of weeks. And Cam Michael, and as we talked about earlier, Dukes, you mentioned all these names, and you still got Cam out there too with all that speed. So
that's a
I
sleeper
think,
right there.
You hear a guy who came from Florida State, been on a 13-0 team, and say this is the most talented and deep wide receiver room he's been in life.
That team was loaded too. Keon Coleman going crazy. It's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of NFL talent on that team.
Yeah. But you see these young guys, man. Farrakhan, Gibson, Isaiah Hodge, Cam Michael, a lot of other guys out there that really making some plays. So we'll see who's going to be in that starting bunch from day one for Coach Phillips. But whoever it is, though, they're going to be out there making some plays. I can guarantee you that.
Best believe it, because the standards are standards. You heard me ask Coach, hey, man, why don't you treat freshmen like freshmen? Like he doesn't coach like that. You don't get a pass because you knew or it's your first day in class. The expectations are high. The standards are high. That's how he manages his group. And the proof is in the pudding. That's what you get out of the group because that's where you set the standard.
Exactly. And the standard here is you need to come up in there, wipe your feet before you come in the house. That means that once you come in here and watch the show, you need to hit the like button. Let us know you're up in this thing. It's free. It doesn't take nothing but a little bit of effort, whether you're on your TV or your phone, whatever device you're on. Hit that like button for your dogs. You understand me?
And Chico, tomorrow, y'all remember, tune in. We got athletic director Rick George joining the Morning Run live. No pressers tomorrow. Thursday for the Morning Run, we'll have the DBs and the linebackers on. Speaking of linebacker, French just hopped out the Ram truck.
Big Fred. Shout out to Fred.
Say what up,
Hey, y'all leave y'all questions for Rick George. M Town in the building. Oh, now Fred.
They say M Town in the building. Yeah, if you got questions that you want us to present to Rick George, of course, the chat will be open tomorrow. The super chat will be wide open. So it's going to be a participatory interview. Rick George will be on 11 a.m. Mountain. He'll be up first with us. So check that out. And then the rest of the week, Chico, like I said, DBs and LBs on Thursday. And when we get to Friday, man, you realize we're a week away from Georgia Tech pulling up in this thing?
It's going to be game week, baby.
I like that energy, Chico. Like that
happen.
energy, Chico.
Yeah, Sunday. That's when that game week get the chanting in the locker room, dog. It's
you got to go back to that Chico highlight, man. When you had caught that pass, and then you dapped the hell out your homeboy, man. Chico lit, boy. I said, man.
Yeah,
you got to show that.
Get the flies though. Get the pass though. It's no different.
With them Brian Bosworth shoulder pads on. And then Nick
was talking about my shoulder pads because they got popped up when I fell. I saw y'all in the chat too talking about you could tell how old Chico was once we saw that film, the highlight film he put up. Looked like it was on one of those Rolodex things or something. Like,
I looked at the other way, chat. I could tell how much the equipment man and the head coach care about sending him out there in them pads.
I got a story about that.
Them wasn't no Jordan Seaton custom pads. Them were the last ones on the rack.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Chico was getting busy that season. They can say what they want to say. They can't erase history, Chico.
No,
Hello.
he did what he did. Now he
just
did
for
what he did.
comparison, I went to Auburn camp, and they had a box of old gloves that the players threw their gloves in after practice. And I said, "Oh, can I have some gloves?" Yeah, take as many gloves as you want. Go ahead. I took gloves back to my high school for my whole team, basically. I'm dead serious.
I know you
had
are.
great gloves.
And they changed the policy.
Hold on. No, I was gonna say this. I get the UAB as a scholarship player. They give you a pair of gloves and say, "Hey, don't ask for no more now. Don't ask for no more gloves."
Hey,
Chico, what did I come to?
Chico, was it them gray Nike gloves?
It was great. I think it was Adidas back then.
No,
Wasn't it with Adidas?
Yeah. Hey man, life in the swag, you get the swag. Life in the swag, you get there. You might get one mouthpiece. Got to keep all your.
See what I'm saying? Hey, it's a difference in them schools, man. And you think when you're being recruited that everybody's on the same level? No, dog. Everybody's not on the same level.
Hey, we were all created equal, but we don't stay equal.
He ain't lying. Just like Rick George said in one of the interviews I saw, when they asked, is the playing field level now? He said, no, dog, the playing field never be level. We bring in about 138 million. Those schools bring in 238 million plus. So that playing field is not going to be level like that.
We'll get into it tomorrow with AD George, but on your own out there, Chad, if you want to just do some research, you look at the top 4 teams the past 10 years, playoff system don't matter. Look at the top 4 teams and look at their budgets and see don't the budgets match up to also being top 4.
Yes. Thank you very much. It does. And that's why you can go someplace there and say, take all the gloves you want. And the other one say, hey, you better take care of these gloves that you got.
Or like Tuskegee told you, we don't have no night game. Shout out to Tuskegee, got their lights up. They will be playing under the lights this year.
Yes,
First time.
Indeed. Congratulations to them.
Shout out to Soul Lynn.
Well, that's right down the street from Auburn right there, man. You go to Auburn and you need a black experience, you go right down the street to Tuskegee, right?
Spent a lot of time in the 4-6.
Hey, like with my partner out of New Orleans, there's a small college in Jackson called Belhaven. He was recruited to play basketball there. And when they picked him up, they said, well, let's show you where you're going to hang out at. They brought him on to Jackson State. So this is where your social life will be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's how it goes. Now, we spent a lot of time in Tuskegee and Montgomery. Alabama State wasn't never like 45 minutes away. Go down there, hit the Rose celebration.
Yeah. Yes, sir. It's a shame. That's how I kind of eliminated some schools that I was going to go to. I was like, wait a minute, where are we going to be hanging out at? And yeah, Southern Miss, I'll say they took me to a club called the High Hat.
The High Hat in Hattiesburg, baby. The High Hat in Hattiesburg. Been there.
I'm not going to a school where I'm going to go to a club that looks just like the club in my hometown. I'm good.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. you cheated yourself.
Probably did.
Chico, they got a star, Big Beats Franklin, who just got the 4-month membership.
There you go. Good job, Big Beats. Way to do your little research right there, kid. Where you go, baby?
Chico Cleveland, 6'3", 225, Selma High class of 01. Shout out to Big 01.
I could have got that 6'3" at the combine. I probably would be sitting here talking to y'all right now.
If you would have been able to articulate to them when you actually graduate, you would be sitting right now. Because they asked you the same thing. Son, when are you gonna finish? I like
if I knew what the hell you meant by articulate, then I probably could. But
Chico, don't say that because Chico be playing slow. Yeah. Hey man, Chico be playing, and this for everybody in the chat. I want y'all to realize Chico be playing slow. Chico's so damn smart, it ain't funny. And he's so smart that he come on here and act that way sometimes, then get in the chat and give us a whole dissertation on feelings and Pythagorean theorem and whatever you want to talk about, Chico knows. But let him get on this show and get the World W.
You got to have some type of intelligence, even if it's that much. Even if it's intelligent enough to cheat off the person next to you to go to UAB.
Chico was not cheating.
Hey, but what you said?
You got to stop cosplaying.
What you say? You say he be whooped up when he get on here?
Whooped up? What you say, dude?
Yeah, get on here and get the whooped up. Whooped up. Nah, boy, Chico smart as hell.
He said whooped up.
Yeah.
I know that man don't know where he graduated. So however smart he is, he ain't know that.
Well, I appreciate Big Beats for helping me. Let me know when I graduated. See, that's why you need people around you.
It's probably off Wikipedia. It ain't official.
Hey, that helps.
That's at Wikipedia. That's funny.
Nicopedia. All right, guys. Wait, we're gonna have a great rest of our day before we get ready for AD Rick George tomorrow. So y'all stay tuned for that, man. Leave your questions in the chat. Any comments y'all have, leave them in the chat also. We'll make sure we get to them. Great conversation coming tomorrow. Unprecedented right here on the Morning Run. What else can you find it like this? Nowhere. Duncan Sean Peterson. Shout out to Goonsville Clothing. Shout out to Atlantic. Shout out to College Park, Jackson, Mississippi, and the 27 SEL, Selma, Alabama. Other than that, we're going to get up and up out of here unless Unc and Duke's going to leave us with something. We got ML Dukes today? TD Dukes?
No, I got to go, man.
You just can't do it. Just can't land the plane.
Oh?
Just go ahead, man. Now,
that Joker had the back wheels hit the ground and then pulled up.
I did. I realized we landed a little bit early, so we pulled it up just in case y'all need to say something in the back. No? All right. Well, other than that, peace in the middle of the damn East. I'm going to be up and about of this thing. Big Dog Chico, Uncle Neely, Dukes, the Scoop. Y'all hit the like, subscribe, coming all the other good stuff. Peace in the middle of the East. Yeah, y'all. You bitch naive. You. Ooh.